to Wine by the Case,
where we uncork legal insights one bottle at a time. And I have an interesting bottle for us today.
It's not Prosecco.
No, it's not Prosecco. We save bubbly for the special occasions, although we're going to do a champagne tasting soon enough.
So I wore the wrong hat.
So today we're going to taste something that I usually don't drink, and that is, yep.
See, this is the problem with that. I feel like there's a shadow. Unless I wore it like this.
There you go. There you go.
Like Marky Mark.
Yes. Oh, no. See, now we just showed everyone our age because he's not Marky Mark.
Should I watch the movie that he made called Balls Up? It's on Netflix.
Oh, I can't wait. It looks stupid, but I need a bottle for that.
And so it was a little much, but it was worth watching. I mean, he took it a little too far, but whatever.
This is a Chardonnay, and
From?
it's as my dear friend Elisa likes to say, but it's not Chardonnay Day. It is from Oregon.
I'm not a white wine.
A white wine fan either, but when I was there, I got to taste this one. All the Chards in Oregon are different because they don't do the fermentation the same way with the oak barrels and all that. But what I really like about this one, and we don't have it with us at the moment, is that this particular Chardonnay, this is by Battle Creek, he's phenomenal with cheese. I mean, phenomenal.
It actually is good for a Chardonnay, and I could definitely see it with some cheese, but you didn't bring any cheese.
I didn't.
Remember that one day you wrote me all that cheese? Oh, we should have had cheese with this. So I could definitely see this with some cheese.
I can remember having it with the cheese, and this was delightful with the cheese.
It always depends on the type of cheese. What kind of cheese?
We did a mixture of soft and semi-soft or semi-hard.
Well, we'll have to try it with cheese.
It's delicious.
This isn't a bad Chardonnay. I'm just not a Chardonnay girl.
I'm not a Chardonnay girl either, but this is more of a combination between a Chardonnay, a Sancerre, and a Sauvignon Blanc. So 3 different countries.
How much was it?
This in Oregon was under $20, so just like $18.99.
So they can't get it here, Rose.
It's when you really can't get here. It's Battle Creek. You got to go to Oregon.
So the plane ticket for that will cost you $500.
They do have a couple of Battle Creeks that they sell in Florida, but this is the one that they sell to the locals. This is the one that people just come and buy cases of because they get a case discount. And frankly, it's so versatile. I'm a favorite, again, winery in the Portland, Oregon area that people love Battle Creek.
I have never been to Oregon.
We need to go wine tasting there. So Battle Creek, because we're going to be talking about some battles today. It's got the eagle flying on it, and it has the whole, make something with your own wings and all of that. So why I wanted Battle Creek and why I wanted the eagle, because we're going to talk about schools a little bit, but not school systems, but the people who are in the schools, teachers and students. Because you heard us talk about
porn. I just get to the point. We're talking about porn. Lead with
the porn. Well,
the heart.
We're not. We're dealing
with the heart. No, but it is still porn. It's hardcore porn.
We talked about Megan Thee Stallion. How she went after the fact that she was.
We're dealing with AI generated porn. I mean, I don't think that porn has to be live, real life. So it's AI generated porn, and we're talking about students
and teachers.
Let's roll back, and because I brought this up to Chris, I remember in high school people would doodle, and some people would doodle obscene things, and.
Shocking. Teenagers would do that.
Yeah, can you imagine? Horny teenage boys doodling.
Hormones running wild for girls too.
Doodling pornographic stuff. And so I do remember that would be doodling. They might pass it around. But we didn't, aging us, we did not have the internet. And so it would be passed around. It's one piece of paper.
Right.
And I don't think anybody was motivated enough to go and make copies of it because you had to go find a copy.
Right. And you wouldn't go to the office with that.
Right. So I think that
with the ancient librarian coming over and holding it open.
So what Chris is talking about is now with AI, which is so easy. And I think all of us have run like our picture through AI, like, make a character of me or an AI, whatever they call avatar. And so they're making it with students and teachers. And so tell us, this school.
Did you hear the and? Did you hear the and?
Yeah.
Why that's important is some of the deepfakes were of students having sex with the teachers.
Generated by the students.
Not the
teachers.
Right.
That's a whole nother.
AI.
We're not getting into. But I'm saying the teachers weren't generating. It wasn't a thing.
It's not the teachers doing it, but the students were doing it about the teachers, and then they were generating some really horrible pornography of.
Well, I think it's all horrible.
Yeah, but they were doing bestiality.
Right. But I think it's all horrible.
Yeah.
It's just levels of horrible.
Yeah. So, again, no one wants to be.
So, and then they were circulating it on the internet.
They were circulating on the internet. They were circulating amongst each other. They
Snapchat,
they're not supposed to have the phones. They're looking at it. And the teachers
found out about it.
They got really mad about it because they're like, what are we doing here to protect us as well as the students?
Well, and how do you handle it?
How do you handle it? Especially when, like, where's the policy? Where's the school boards in this?
What state was this?
So
This
part of why I wanted an Oregon Chardonnay in Battle Creek is this big case happened in Oregon recently, which, you know,
this is a case.
this is actual case where the entire teaching staff refused to come to school.
So what was the case? Was the case by the teaching staff, by the union?
Right, saying you need to protect us. Then the teachers were protesting as the union, saying you're not protecting us enough. And then the unions are very strong in Oregon, very strong for the teachers. And they're even saying to their own union, you need to do more. You need to get out here and picket. You need to tell the school board to do something.
What did they want exactly to happen? Did they have a clear plan of action?
And they wanted some criminal action
against the student.
Whoever it was doing it.
And what would, out of curiosity, what do they think that, because these are minors, and these are minors that are using
out of
legal
high school. So
what?
So they're minors.
Right. Okay. But what criminal action do they want to take? You're saying criminal action. I hate conclusions. I hate when people are like, and I want them to go down. What does that mean? There's so many levels.
There are, but they were saying
criminal action,
fraud, defamation.
Not really generally fraud. That's not criminal.
Well, and again,
that would be
distribution of pornography when you are not, when you are 17 years old.
Pornography.
Right. Again, your science teacher fucking a goat is definitely pornography.
Well, it is symbolically with nothing showing. Okay.
Oh no, everything was showing.
I mean, was it a political comment?
Oh, no, it's Mr. S fucking a goat. So
these kids. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want to see that.
Nobody wants to see that, but
apparently somebody wanted to see it because they made
it. That notion of it being funny. Well, the staff is trying to say this isn't funny to us. This is not funny at all.
I don't know if the kids think it's funny. At that age, the brains aren't really like firing at, what is it? Their frontal lobe isn't fully developed.
24, 26 now, they're saying.
Right. So, that explains a lot.
They know without a shadow of a doubt that teacher was not going to be happy about sex with goats.
Yeah, but listen, kids do stuff all the time that their teachers aren't happy about that aren't criminal.
But you don't send it to homework.
They should have gone in class.
That's not unlawful. No. This is sending it through the internet all over the world.
So, here's my opinion. I think that the school board needs a policy because, as we know, as attorney, the school has a lot of leeway outside of First Amendment rights, search and seizure, all of this stuff. So the school easily could put policies and procedures in to apply to the school, whether what they did.
Too? That particular teacher gave them a bad grade.
But the schools don't prosecute. So the question is, the second part of this is there would have to be legislation to make that particular thing, and across the board, not just in schools. But we're going to have to deal with this.
It's still going to be a crime too.
Know if it's currently a crime on the books of Oregon is what I'm saying. I don't know if it is, but I do
distribution of pornography.
Okay, but how many cases have to do with whether something's pornographic or not.
But again, there's no doubt.
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it, and we're not
going to see it. We're not going to see it.
So I'm assuming
from this group of teachers that walked out, they said that there were thousands of these. Students were running amok. No one was stopping.
I just don't. Currently, in most jurisdictions are written, that would be criminal.
So think about it.
Civil. I
but
do think there's civil action.
If this is going on, and you as the teacher, someone shows it to you, because kids, they'll show it to you. Next thing you know, student resource officer, police come in. They start grabbing the phones.
Well, here's another problem. So,
there it is on the phone. It's on their phone.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The transmission over the phone, but the problem is, which leads me to believe, because there has not been any arrest. This isn't like there might be a loophole in the Oregon law, because this isn't like the cases that we've heard where the kids are doing the dick pics to each other, and there are cases against that, because that is exchange of child pornography, right? So, and laws vary from jurisdiction about that, the age and what that is between two. We're talking between two minors.
Bestiality is a crime.
We're talking about between two minors. But the problem is this, and you were right. There was an influencer or an OnlyFans girl who just got arrested because she was having sex I don't know if it's a goat, but it was an animal. And
lot of times
somebody
horse.
paid her, I don't remember, and somebody paid her, and it was obviously on OnlyFans, and she got arrested. But the point is, this actually, A, didn't physically happen, and B, these aren't human. So the laws are written based on people, right? So there are no people here. So I would gauge or guess that Oregon, this is kind of a black hole zone that's going to have to be dealt with in the criminal,
But it's still image and likeness in Florida's crime.
And there's no loophole. The AI is the crime. You're 100% sure.
Megan Thee Stallion just won it. She just won it. And they said that there should be criminal sanctions against the people for having distributed pornography.
Isn't that on appeal, though?
Yeah, but
yeah,
she's got the money to appeal it.
Right. But we'll see how that comes out.
I also think that the teachers also talk about the students and how many times they had students crying in their class and really, really distressed.
With the students, I think we can go under the a lot of states have bullying, criminal bullying, and stuff like that, stalking, and those type of cyber harassing statutes. I don't know. I'm not licensed in Oregon.
Right, but why wouldn't it be? Right, but why wouldn't it be stalking for the teachers too?
I mean, those type of cases are very specific, as you know, to the elements of that particular statute and what's been written. In
Florida, we have cyber stalking.
Right, we do. But we have stronger laws related to that than many other jurisdictions comparatively. So I have to say, my heart breaks for those children. How, as adults, we don't even know how to navigate that.
No.
And as a child, to have to navigate that and the embarrassment and all of the things like coming to age and your identity and who you are and the way the world sees you really is heartbreaking. Probably if we talk to them 25 years from now, we'll bring up and it will put them in a state of anxiety and PTSD from that situation and have major implications on how they're on life.
And again, when you think about all the impacts of you being pictured as something, and including, somebody who is thin being made to look obese, or somebody who is obese, being put into a horrible tuna sort of image, everyone laughing at that
People
further.
are just so mean.
They are. They're not understood. But like you said, some of us are not thinking. But there still needs to be consequences, even sometimes when you don't.
But you bring up some of these people are over 18. And that is a different ballgame. That's a different ballgame.
There's a lot of high school seniors who are over 18.
Right. That's a
birthday in October.
And I'm not saying that all of a sudden you become a genius when you're 18, but there are different laws that apply to you when you're 18. And
this is where we're looking at, like, Florida's coming up with a couple special sessions soon. And one of them is going to be about the AI policy of the state of Florida. But we also know that the feds are looking at that, and they're expected any day. I know I've said that before, but they're truly expecting any day to release a federal AI policy. Of course,
right, but what is that supposed to include in it?
A lot.
I mean, what are they thinking? What are they looking at including coverage in that?
They're looking at a comprehensive policy.
Well, that's great, but what area is that? I mean, because AI, so the reason I'm saying that, there are so many aspects of AI. I mean,
it's supposed to be all-encompassing, comprehend the other inside sort of information being shared. It is absolutely being put out there to, no pun intended, trump state laws. They want the feds to be in charge.
Well, I think the feds do need to be in charge of this.
But the state of Florida wants to do its own policy. That is very clear. They want to do it.
Listen, the state of Florida can still do their own policy.
As long as it expands on it, not restricts.
Right. But I definitely think that this is a national, actually it's an international
It is an international crisis. Absolutely. And again.
Because let's get into that. And this was the school. This is
just a small school district.
I just want to take everybody back to robocalling.
Yes.
All they did was we put in laws in the United States about robocalling that everybody couldn't stand, and all they did was they moved the robocallers outside the United States, outside of the jurisdiction of those laws. So, I mean, I'm not talking about what you're talking about, kids bullying, but let's talk about the other issue where you have
where's the platform coming from, and celebrities.
You have celebrities likeness used for marketing. Right. So now you move that marketing company that's putting that together outside the United States. So I do think it is an international thing that needs to be dealt with.
It is truly the Wild West, and at a certain point, there's only so much governing of what we're going to do. 20 years from now, we'll have a better idea of it. But right now, with children being hurt, with people feeling like their reputations are being damaged, let's also look at talking about people who don't always know what they're doing, especially when you're talking about children. Yeah. So at what point do we put in criminal sanctions that are so bad? Again, it's horrible what is being distributed, but they're stupid 15-year-old. And now for the rest of their life, they're going to be dealing with these sort of
Well,
issues.
okay, so I do agree with that, but I think that as a penalty, without messing up their whole lives,
Right.
and it could
There
be
needs to be something.
drugs and all of that, then they need to be kind of like the drunk driving, the mad, where they would make you watch that movie before
Right.
you got. I don't think they do it anymore. Of these horrific accidents,
Yeah.
people's lives, and hearing speakers. And I think that they need to realize, when I brought up the long term effects, and also they need to understand this. This gets in like the kids, when first AI a couple years ago came out, before parents even knew about it,
Right.
that they could go on and have somebody write their paper. We didn't
Right.
know about that, right? So the kids, where is it that you're doing research? And where is it that they're plagiarizing and having AI write it, right?
Yep.
Where is that line? And I think in the beginning, it really was when these kids were getting in trouble for plagiarizing. What is the difference from when we researched something and we cited something to where we plagiarized it? You need to teach the kids the difference, because the bottom line is we want them to use AI. AI is very beneficial for a lot, and it's here.
Right.
It's here.
It's not going away.
Teach a kid how to do research without using AI, it's not realistic.
Right.
So it needs to be like, how do you use AI? Use the application of that for you to think through it and draft your own original output.
Sophisticated for somebody who's 14, 15, 16 particularly. But you've also got back in the day when my mom used to say, well, I always have jumped off a cliff with you. Like, probably.
It's like the teenage boy, like when my stepson, he's now in his 30s. It's like when, it was all going around when he was in high school, they were sending, because the phones came out, they were sending each other. He didn't, because I, as an attorney, warned him. But it was out there that they were sending each other in his high school the dick pics. Yeah, I think there was an email that went out to the parents not to do it.
I remember that era.
The email came out, we've come to our attention.
Right.
The high schoolers been sending each other.
Boys sending them to the friends.
They did not, boys, girls, whatever, tit pics, whatever. They did not know that that was a crime to send one minor sending another minor with consent, with their consent, what they believed was their consent, to one another, not publishing it, not sending it. So they didn't even know that was a crime. I had to sit down when this email went to the students and went out to the parents and say to my stepson, this is a crime. And he was like, that makes no sense.
Right.
Here he is. He's like 16 years old. Why would that be a crime if one 16-year-old sends it to another 16-year-old and they don't send it to anybody else and then they delete it? Why is that a crime? Because it is a crime.
It's education, but it's also something near and dear to my heart, policy and procedure. So if you have something you can point to and go, this is the policy. You violated it, this is what happened to you. This is the law. You violate it. Right now, it's still the Wild West, and we all keep begging for the feds to give us the guidance that they keep saying is coming. Imminent. It's 8 weeks of imminent.
Yes, the breakdown is don't send dick pics. Don't do AI porn.
Of your teachers.
Of anybody.
Or your other students.
I mean, I guess if you want to have it done with just your likeness so you could see and laugh at it, I guess you could do that. Not with animals, but you know what I'm saying.
But remember, as soon as you do that on AI, guess who owns it? Not you.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point to end on. The point is that a lot of people do not realize this. Whatever you put into AI, you do not own it.
Mark Zuckerberg probably owns it.
You do not own it. So just keep that in mind, because people are in a vacuum and they're putting in whatever. And I put AI in when I'm sending people, my kids, text messages. Make this sound nice when I'm mad at them.
See, that's the thing. We have to say, tone this down.
Because you're mad. I'm mad because they did whatever, clean their room or do whatever. It's like, make this sound nice, but get a point across that I need them to clean their room.
If it's too nice of a text, Jeremy goes, if this is for your own amusement, I wouldn't recommend it, because again, you're talking about giving somebody else ownership of it.
Well, listen, I like it for numerology and feng shui and where I should go eat dinner. I almost use it as I did a Google search.
Exactly.
As a Google search.
Right. And frankly, can you get a good Chardonnay in Oregon?
Wait.
Would you rate it?
Okay, so I'm going to have to
Again, we're not Chardonnay people.
Right. I'm going to rate this not as overall, but as a Chardonnay.
I agree.
Okay. So as a Chardonnay, I'm going to give this a 10. But
I give it a good 7.5, because I'm not a Chardonnay fan, even French Chardonnay. I just like the fact that Oregon does love Oregon wine. Yeah, but I also like the fact it's not overly oaked.
Yeah, but you love Oregon.
I do. So cheers.